Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I'm really glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here. But that's kind of always. I just appreciate this gift of life and the fact that I've been blessed to be put here at this time. Okay, well, tonight's video, I want to take a look at some reporting that was done and check on an assertion that was made. The share screen I'm going to will, as always, be available to you, compilation, if you click on the Facebook link that'll be in the video description box. You see, just yesterday, Tucker Carlson, who I am going to call Tucker 2.0 because I am convinced that he is not the original one. Tucker Carlson did his first episode podcast that showed on Twitter, and it's gotten an amazing response, amazing viewership. Let me switch the camera and you can see what I'm talking about. And then we're going to look at one item of that 10 minutes that he talked about and just see what the universe has to say. Okay, just a second. Okay, one of the things he talked about was the dam in the Ukraine that has collapsed, and said that the responsibility for that isn't what's being reported in the mainstream, which they're blaming, guess what? Russia, Russia, Russia. But it's actually the Ukraine. And he talks about why it makes sense to view it that way. And then there was an Anon, well, not too Anony, Green Lives Matter, said Tucker Carlson just confirmed that R built the dam that the mainstream media is claiming that Mr. P destroyed when they attempted the exact same thing with the Nord Stream pipeline. They have absolutely zero creativity. It's the same exact playbook every time. Okay, now just a little bit of confirmation about that. Here is a Washington Post snippet that talks about how that country, the U country, had even conducted a test strike just to see if it could be done. So, then the fact that this is being reported by independent journalisms and just a nod that independent and citizen journalists are going to be ever more important. Got a little tweet here from Mr. Musk back in January. The citizen journalism is vital to the future of civilization. And it is, because look, 34 million views in 6 hours for Tucker Carlson's 2.0 first episode on Twitter. The other mainstream outlets couldn't even reach 2 million on prime time. Okay, and just a little information also. There's been 177 million views already for What is a Woman, the documentary that's on Twitter. So people are in droves by the millions going other places for their news than the mainstream. And it's high time it was. And with the 19 different times that 17 had that phrase in a post, "You are the news now," it was just a matter of time before this momentum was seen and realized. And it's not over yet. It's not over yet. What is over is the reliance on a few mainstream sources for information and giving them any kind of credibility at all. I mean, if I want a good laugh, I listen to the mainstream news because it's just the spin they put on things and the lies, and it's just incredible. And when you have something like that that's so outrageously wrong and bad, you can either cry or laugh, and I choose to cry. Very seldom, often laugh. Okay, well, I'd like to ask the universe about that assertion made by Mr. Carlson that the dam collapsed, and we should be clear, this collapsed, the dam was very, very full, and only the top part of it collapsed. It looks like there's been some damage to both sides. One side has, lost access to some power and water, and another side's had some destruction. So nobody's coming out clear and clean on this. So is the let's just ask the universe for insights and information about this dam collapse in the country that starts with a U. especially where responsibility lies. And let's see, I think Mr. Carlson is fairly accurate. I don't think he's 100% accurate on things, but especially now where he's trying to make his name as an accurate and independent voice, I think we're going to have the best veracity and credibility that we'll see from him. Let's see what the universe has to say about his information, though. Who done it? Insights and information about that dam that collapsed in the country that starts with a U. And where should the responsibility for that lay? If it was done by you, as reported by Mr. Carlson 2.0, then the responsibility is going to lay a lot in the in my country's feet, because we've been sending them so much money that they're using improperly and poorly. Oh, I'm sorry. My cards got off camera there for a second while I was talking. Let me just show you I'm not doing anything with them. So insights and information about the dam and its collapse. Okay, we have a 9 of Swords, 7 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, Magician, the Lovers, the Devil, Queen of Swords. Interesting. Hey, here's some of the reasons I said this spread was interesting. First of all, we've got 3 out of 7 cards that are major arcana, so it's a good question to ask. And the reason it's a good question to ask is a lot of times what this 9 of Swords indicates is that there is a battle going on between fear and objectivity. And we know who mongers the fear, right? Who the fear mongers are? The mainstream, all right? And forces of evil that actually find having fearful, anxious humans were more easily to control and were made malleable by our fear and anxiety. All right, the 9 of Wands is giving us a little more accuracy and information here, insights about what's going on. And I love that. The 9 of Swords talks about just being persistent and vigilant, okay? Understand, be vigilant, know that that's what's going on. They're going to use this to blame RRR, Russia, right? And try to get more funding and funnel it that way. So we need to be resourceful and vigilant. So again, yes, his information was accurate. The country that starts with U damaged their own dam, tried to blame it on Russia, okay? In the recent past, looking at this situation here, okay, the 9 of Pentacles is telling us, first of all, that there was a lot of money involved that changed hands with this. And they were really hoping to have just an easy win and outcome. They were kind of assured, you know, break the dam and this will result, this will happen. Okay, they were kind of hoping it was going to be a slam dunk. And it really hasn't ended up being that way. Even though we got the Lovers card here showing up in the near future for them, the fact that there are so many independent voices and citizen journalists that question, that come forward with information and chip away at the official narrative, we're getting a nod here that that's really important to do. And it's worked in this part. So they weren't able to manifest quite what they wanted. They haven't had the success they wanted. It's been very frustrating for them. We've got the Devil showing up here in the frustration for them. And it's funny, look at, we got the 2 Lovers here and the Devil and 2 Lovers here with the Lovers. I mean, which would you rather be? You know, the shackled and he's gonna have a really hot tush here. Shackled and controlled, okay? Or looking up and getting some divine guidance. for what you truly think about, worry, and focus on. And a little nod here because the Queen of Swords is very much about being strong, strength, patience, and objectivity. Okay, so again, we need to be objective, but the basic question and the assertion made in that episode 1 that the Ukraine, pardon me, the country that starts with U, was up to shenanigans is absolutely accurate. Absolutely. Let's get a few more cards and see about the situation or that episode and see what's going on, if there's more insights and information. Okay, we got the 2 of Cups and Judgment. Gonna get 2 more, and then we'll see how those blend together and add a little more insights and information. We have the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. So a couple of knights showing up here. Okay, when the 2 of Cups shows up, that's an agreement card. Okay, the Lovers is usually about balancing needs and wants, so we've got some balance going on here in this reading. And it's telling us to, again, balance our thoughts, our opinions, not so much on what we're told to fear, but on facts and objectivity. Use our good judgment, okay? Ultimately, judgment is unavoidable to anybody. Another thing this card means, but again, it can also just refer to using your good judgment to know, okay? When to raise your thoughts and strike out on your own a little bit. The Knight of Swords, it's a military card, so it's the Knight of Wands, and they're typically by White Hat Alliance cards. So it's also telling us that right now, Tucker Carlson 2.0 and the information he's bringing, he is very much he's playing his part to perfection. Okay, as a 2.0, that means that he is playing a role that it would have been nice if the original Tucker had played, but apparently he faced some consequences for choices and proclivities that you can do your own research if you want to see what they have spoken about for him in the past. What matters now is that it was a White Hat decision to bring forth a Tucker 2.0 who has been seeming to slowly get red-pilled to the point that he had to leave the mainstream media and now strike out on his own, which is good because we're being told that the citizen and independent journalism is the way to go for the future. And he is a trusted voice and just an excellent choice. Again, like I said, it is a part he's playing it to perfection. Okay, let's recap. So Tucker Carlson 2.0, in my opinion, did his first episode of a podcast on Twitter, and within 6 hours had 34 million views. Contrasting that with any other mainstream outlet that couldn't even achieve 2 million views. And that includes all the ones that just autoplay in airports and stuff like that. Something to think about. So the way of the future and the way to get more accurate information, or the most accurate possible until our world makes some big changes, seems to be via independent and citizen journalists. So we asked about one of the some of the elements that were in that first podcast of his. By the way, it's only just barely over 10 minutes. It's well worth your time to listen to. And one of the things that he talked about was the actual culprit of the dam that recently partially collapsed in the country that starts with U. And he said that it was a domestic type of action. And I have to be careful the words I use. And the cards confirm that, absolutely. So that it wasn't RRR that did it, okay? It was, they did their own and tried to blame that and add fuel to the fire to get the world conflict, or at least funds for world conflict that they want so much. Remember, I firmly believe, and I think the facts over time are going to bear this out, that particular country is just money laundering fiat dollars left and right, and that there's a lot of cleanup that's gone on, but it was a hub for a lot of things like trafficking and weaponization of microscopic organisms and things like that, things that just shouldn't even have been done. Okay, so Mr. Carlson 2.0. We got a confirmation that his information there was accurate and will seem to be fairly accurate and definitely more accurate than that is, which is available via mainstream outlets for quite some time to come. But as always, use your own good judgment on what you believe and what resonates with you. Listen to your gut, okay? You've got a lot of wisdom, body wisdom that you can listen to and start using that to, even with everything, including what I say. If it doesn't resonate with you or if it doesn't resonate as true, don't absorb it, okay? And remember, even at that, our job is to observe world events, to be as well informed as we possibly can in this rather complicated world where truth is not easy to come by, but not to absorb it. And give yourself permission to take a break if you need to, okay, from the news. The world's going to rattle on and do its thing regardless, okay? I do think, though, that when big events come and you want some truth of, was this a false slappy thing? Or was this genuine? You're going to get that truth from independent journalists and citizen journalists and current events tarot readers that are doing their best to be as accurate as possible. To that end, since I sometimes make some controversial statements, I just want to remind everybody, my channel is for entertainment purposes only. Now, I will qualify that by telling you that I'd never try to, I want you to be entertained, I want you to be informed, but I don't try to misdirect you. I'm not 100% accurate, don't claim to be. When I make a mistake, though, it's not done intentionally. And so I will always be as honest and objective as I possibly can in what I bring to you. But again, just know that the channel basically is for entertainment purposes, even though I try to make that entertainment as accurate as possible. Whether it's current events I share or the universe's information about it via the tarot cards. So until next time, which will be very, very soon, I send you love and light and all things bright. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you more than words can say. And I wish you the very, very best of all good things and the best possible outcome of every aspect of your life. Bye.